Well, g'day everyone, it's Huey back again. It's time for another episode of ETS2 TruckersMP, and we're back doing the One Truck Family event. And this time we're going to be travelling from Frankfurt into Helsinki. So we're back to the Baltic Sea region. Well, Scandinavia really, but Baltic Sea as well. And as promised, we're going to be taking out one of the trucks I really like driving. It's in my top one. Yeah, it's one of my top 4 trucks. And it's the TGX Classic, as promised. So we'll be taking that one out today. And we are already in Frankfurt, so let's browse our contracts. And there it is right at the top. So let's get straight into it. Now I did try this yesterday. I got to within an hour of my destination and this idiot kid just T-boned me and yeah, knocked me over, like completely knocked me over. So I was stuck. It spent about an hour getting to that point, and of course I was stuck, so as soon as you call a tow truck you lose the trailer. So yeah, I didn't end up reporting that kid. I was so tempted, but yeah, ultimately didn't end up reporting him.
Come on, man. 1v1, man.
Okay. 1v1. Anyway, so here's the MAN, and we are on a rather full server, though this time of day it tends to drop off a bit.
Un coleg de România pe aici.
Okay. Next question is, can we get out of here?
Un coleg de România.
J'ai
fucking
Poți să repeți colegul, te rog?
Fit the...
Who is that? Oh, screw this. And I can't go now. Can you move, please? Look at this. I can't even see who it is. What an idiot. What is this? Alright, we're going. Okay, finally. Look at some incompetent fucking moron. Jeez. Anyway. Here we Wow, you drive like a dickhead. But that's to be expected. And Germany seems to attract all the complete spastics. So, and we will be having to travel a bit through Germany. Today I'm going to be taking a slightly different route. And I know this because I've done the oh, it's frame rate drop. Because I've done the route before. Yeah. And the only reason I've done the route before is because that dickhead T-boned me an hour out of my destination. In game, of course, so it's very, very close. You can save a lot of time by using the ferries. Oh, there's dangerous driving caught on camera. Not that the admins will do anything about it. There's our trailer. And Frankfurt seems to be Troll City, honestly. I've been there a few times when it's been fairly heavily populated. To be fair, London is as well, but... Oops. I want to get this lined up, as I normally do. There we go. Perfect. So as you can see with our sexy astronaut paint job, this looks really, really nice. I think so anyway. So let's adjust our vision again. There we go. Someone incoming, I don't know where he's going. Hurry up! No one coming. Oh, I missed out on fine. Good. Took that corner a little wide. That's okay. Frame rate drop. It's kind of killing me at the moment, but we made it out of there. Unscathed. Okay, so I'm going to pull over here. And what we're going to do is go to a map. And as you can see, it wants to take us through Poznan. I don't want to go that way. The way I want to go is through Gdansk. And you need to go to this port here. Not this one. I made that mistake in my last attempt. Go to this one. So we'll head there. Should be all clear. Yep, it is. Let's head out of here. Well, that was certainly an interesting way to start the episode. It's a bit of a tight man. You want to slow down it. So yeah, you'll in-game travel time by going via the ferries is of course longer. but in terms of real time, it's much, much shorter. So you'll see that the trip was, well, yeah, it was over 35 hours. So that would normally mean that I'd have to make a 2-episode video. But this time, I'm fairly confident we can make it in one video by doing these little tricks. And by going up through Gdansk and into Scandinavia, we'll avoid a lot of the trolls. Not all of them, of course, but hopefully a lot of them. It's a very windy road there. I think we're past it, yeah. We're about to get onto the highway. The Autobahn, in fact. So the good news is, it's open speed limit, and as usual, the bad news is, oh, we're not coming up to the highway. Well, scrap that. But yeah, I was going to say the bad news is we can't take advantage of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Seems to be something wrong with this terrain. I might have adjusted something that I didn't intend to. I think a lot of the grass and the flowers and stuff is missing. That was a total faux pas on my part, so next opportunity I get, I will change that back. Everything else looks okay. Good frames though. Well, for a shitty graphics card. So that one was deceptively sharp. Planes or whatever it is flying around the top there. So, for a fairly busy server, we haven't seen much except around Frankfurt. These nice and easy. there's a nice straight section, so this would be a good opportunity to test out our different angled shots. We'll start with, of course, the drive-by. That was cool. Don't want to do it too much though, because it means I have to keep adjusting my view. Alright, so I got some hairpins coming up. There is another term for them, and of course I forget. It's a racing term. I forget the name of it. Oh, dude. If you'd asked me what they were called 5 years ago, I would have remembered right off the top of my head, but damned old age. So remember to use your dash decorations, your windshield decorations, as little markers to help you navigate around these bends and still stay on your side of the road. Of course, some people don't care that whether they stay on the right side of the correct side or not, but you should. If you don't, you're a fuckhead. Simple as that. And no, I'm not crying or moaning, I'm just pointing out a fact. Facts don't care about feelings. Simple fact of the matter is, if you drive like a dickhead, you're a fuckhead, because you're... I mean, okay, this is well, number one, this is a simulator. Albeit, I mean, it's a fairly good representation of driving a truck. Of course, it's not perfect. But, number two, if all you want to do is ruin other people's days, or you couldn't care less about ruining other people's days, then you're a fuckhead. And to the argument of, oh, but it's only a game. Yeah, again, it's only a game which a lot of people have invested a lot of time into. So, if you're trolling some poor bastard who's spent the last hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours if they're going from one side of the map to the other, and I'm talking, like, if you include stops and fueling up and all that, and then you decide to troll them, well, you know, you've just wasted their time. You haven't just ruined their gaming experience, you've actually wasted their time. You've cost them time. And when you have, especially if you work, you got to think of it as time is money. So you only get a certain amount of leisure time. Okay, especially if you work very hard, you know, you have a job with long hours, and so you only get a little bit of leisure time. That leisure time is precious. And so when people hop on here, they just want to do a truck run. They get nearly all the way to the end, they get trolled by some arsehole who totally fucks it up for them, and it just... You've just ruined their precious leisure time, because the rest of the time they spent working. So You haven't cost them money directly, but you have cost them their leisure time. So if you think about it like that, and that's the philosophy I try to take when dealing with other players online. I don't want to ruin their gaming experiences, because a lot of people just don't have a lot of free time, so it's very, very precious. But of course, narcissistic little fucking cunt kids, a lot of them, I mean, I wouldn't even say most of them, but a good portion of them just don't understand that. Because they haven't worked a day, you know. A lot of the times if you're studying full time, if you're there like my parents, my mum wouldn't let me get a job when I went to high school. She wanted me to concentrate on studying. I wasn't allowed to get a job until I left school. She was like, either you get a job or you go to school. So I chose school, or to finish school. Now, fortunately for me, there wasn't a lot. No car drivers. And a double driver. Yeah, there wasn't a lot in the way of online gaming. It's barely anything, actually. Not until my later years of high school. And even then, I think there was... right at the end of high school, they started, you know... you got, like, Warcraft and games like that. And that was about it. And then the year after I left school, doing my final year of high school, they came out with StarCraft 2. So that gives you an indication of how old I am and how much I've been around playing games and playing online. So it's yeah, it's been over 20 years I've been gaming online. So yeah, in a sense it was kind of good that I didn't have to go through all that and have that all available to me. You know, you didn't have Google at your fingertips. Back then they had oh god, the search engine was horrible. It was so horrible I can't even remember the name of it now. So yeah, I remember when Google came along and revolutionized everything. But yeah, then at first online gaming, it was wonderful, it was great. But nowadays, I don't know, it's the current generation, and I'm talking the one after millennials, not actual millennials. Millennials themselves tend to get a bad rap. And they're not that bad, not compared to the current generation who've grown up with online gaming. And yeah, they're toxic as fuck. Like, can't even say all of them, but a good portion of them are toxic as fuck. I mean, people complain about millennials and their first world problems. Holy shit, this current generation, the up and coming one, the things they complain about. Like, oh, I can't get 120 FPS. The world's coming to an end. Like, holy fuck, dude, there's people getting, like, there's genocides going on in the world, and you're worried about your fucking frames per second. Like, holy shit. Anything over 60, I mean, my old eyes can't really see it, as I've said, unless it's on a big screen. And I must say, we're making fairly good time, but for some reason, I'm doing 90. This guy's 90 limited, and is able to overtake. Okay, I've got just a quick question. I'm doing 90, you're 90 speed limited. How are you able to overtake me? Guess you don't speak English. Oh, really? Oh, well. Just so you know. I hope you were joking, because I'm recording this, just so you know. And we've got... Yeah, I know. I said 90, and you said hacks. Yeah, that's my point. I was doing 90, and somehow you were overtaking me. But, oh well, whatever. Yes, I know, that's my point. Because we've got the same trailer, that's the point I was making. Okay, so you were joking. Alright. That's what I mean, like... That right there, that's called Poe's Law. And... It could have something to do with my latency. I don't know. I'd say it might. Because let's have a look. If I go into my tab menu. Yeah, and that wasn't safe. Piraten kind, because I've got a high latency, so just so you know, I appear a lot further back than what I actually am. You very narrowly missed me. Let's have a look. Yeah, 55, whoops, that was bad timing. 24 and 158 from this Alex guy. No, not you, Fisher, I was talking to the guy with the, oh, that food trailer. I can't remember the name of the company now. Yeah, my latency's over 300, so it's stable. It's just a high latency. So what you see me a lot further ahead than what I actually. No, sorry, a lot further back than where I actually am. So I think I just saw that guy get kicked. So yes, we've had a bit of traffic on the way. Oh dear, I have to cough, and I'm very sorry about this because I kinda... look, I'll deal with it. I'll try and hold it. Lucky. See, in a sense, sometimes when trucks are speeding like that, sometimes for me it's a good thing. And the reason is because of what we were just discussing with the latency. Because they tend to merge back a little bit further ahead. Not always, of course. I had that situation a little while ago with that Corey dickhead that just ran straight into the side of me and then tried to blame my high latency for it. No, you can't blame latency for just really bad driving, dude. Like, that actually, that guy was pretty good. It's, you know, other than the fact that he's speeding, of course. And look, I'm of the mind, and I do it myself. If you speed past, I couldn't give a shit. If you speed past and crash into me, then we're gonna have issues. Oh god, hang on a sec. Sorry about that. Couldn't be avoided, and I couldn't really hit the mute keys. I really should remap those. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So there's a particular chap on the TruckersMP forums who was complaining about, you should be driving at the speed limit. Why does everyone speed? Blah blah blah. And he really hates speeding. I hate running red lights. Not so much those random ones in the middle of nowhere. They're not so bad, but ones in cities. Like, I really don't care how quiet it is, because sometimes, on occasion, blue dots can just appear out of nowhere. And it's happened more than once to me. So yeah, if you're actually within city limits, I think you should always stop at stoplights. But for some reason, the moderators and admins, they don't want to enforce that. I think it should be... Look, you could do an auto kick thing, but then you'd have the problem of those random lights in the absolute middle of nowhere. Oh, is it taking us the right way? Hope so. I'm gonna pull over. And of course I'm not tired yet. You're kidding me. Oh no, it is. Okay, so we're going up this way. Let's turn that off. I don't need that. And I don't need that either. Oh my god. I do want to avoid Poznan though. So... let's see. Let's cut this way. That might be better. Yeah, I thought it would take us up that way, but it didn't. So we're going via Gdansk. We had to just remap our route a little. Yeah, so in terms of speeding drivers, I don't see the issue. The exception being within city limits. It's a really bad idea to speed within city limits. It's not just a bad idea, I mean, the moderators and admins and devs have taken some really good steps in limiting how fast you can drive. I think they've made it an 80 speed limit, so your truck just won't go faster than 80 within speed limits, and I think that's great. But when you're in these little tight areas like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Duisburg, I still don't get why that place is so busy. I don't get the attraction. I really don't. But there you go. Oh, we had a truck behind us. Yeah, so... and I've raised this before. I said, look, outside city limits, go for it. I think inside city limits, it should be... if you're seen by an admin speeding, it should be a kick. And they were like, no, otherwise we'd be spending forever kicking people. Whatever. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had that on camera, mate, so hopefully my software still works, and I'll upload that for you. He's still in range. There he is. Let's see if I can see who it was. Not sure if I can. Alright, so we're taking this exit. They're going straight ahead, so they're going to take the long way. I wasn't saying hello, I was letting you know that you can merge back, you fuckwit. And there we go. So we go through another toll. We avoid a lot of this shit. So it's going to be great. $24 toll, no worries. So, now we're in a nice lonely section, which should be fairly lonely. Oh, stupid. That'll have to do. Sometimes can't adjust it quite the way I want it. So yeah, if you take this back route, you're going to save a lot of time. Now, some people like taking the long journeys, myself included, but for the purposes of recording, probably better just to take these back roads. Oh, it's 80, I don't know, 90... No, 70, okay. Let's see if we can get a nice shot. That looked really cool, except for the fact that I nearly hit the wall. I think that looked awesome. So the other truck passing looked really good. Oh, come on, you stupid. There. That's where I wanted it. Roughly. You see, every time I do that, I kind of... I'm kind of not looking exactly where I'm going. I'm looking at that passenger side dash decoration, the windshield decoration. So, it's, all things considered, it's been fairly quiet. and you head up this way. It's very, very quiet, and as I suspect, a lot of the povo cunts out there haven't bought the Beyond the Baltic Sea DLC, let alone the Scandinavia one either. Seems to me, I have been through Italy quite a bit, and it seems... actually, no, that's not true. It doesn't seem busier. Oh yeah, we've still got the foliage, grass and whatnot. Huh. I don't know. Alright, so there's a little detour marker. And let's have another drive-by shot. Why not? That was awesome. So for all your MAN fans out there, I know you love that. Whoop. Saying hello. Nice. Nice crimson and purple truck. Heading to Gdansk. Go. So it's 2 cities we've bypassed. So it's kind of good we went the way we did. And so you'll notice the timer. It says 24 hours 27 minutes, and you'll watch how much time we knock off by taking an alternate route. And if you got all the DLCs, or the map DLCs that is, this might be a better option for you. If you don't, well, all I can say is you might be stuck going the long way, unfortunately. In my opinion, these expansion DLCs are worth it. What I'm getting annoyed over though is they're doing it in little dribs and drabs. So, oh, we've got a one-way area. So we'll just wait here. It's fine. Now there's one of those lights that I like to stop at because if you're halfway through here and you see a little blue dot coming, you're like, oh shit! And I really don't want to ruin people's days. Because that would be my fault. Unless of course they run the red light. Oh, actually no. because I would be running the red light. So they'd have the green light, I'd be running the red, crash into them, and I'd be in the wrong. I'd most certainly be in the wrong. Now, I've been down that little bendy part on the, you can see on the GPS, the little bendy part of the road. So I'm going to go straight ahead, just to uncover a little bit more road. Now, it does take us through traffic lights, that is true. Which we made it through. If you go through that little bendy part, you don't run into any traffic lights. Little tip for you. But now we've done that, we've travelled that path, and so that's some more uncovered road. Now, that is a suburban area, but it doesn't count as a city. So, that's not one of the areas I was talking about speeding. Like, you can speed through there if you want. You don't try and take the corners at 100 km an hour. That could end badly for yourself. So, I think we're almost at Gdansk. Gdansk, 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 Gdansk. What?
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Good, so good that you're almost out of my range. Oh, whatever. Who cares? We've got a train coming. One of the tiniest cargo trains I've ever seen. Unfortunately, we're not sitting here for half an hour like the ones in Australia and America, and other parts of the world, of course. There we go. Adjusted nicely. Is he still around? No, he isn't. Okay. Whoa, bit of a graphics glitch there. So, yeah, and as you saw at the start of the episode, the server had about 3,500 people on it. By the end of the trip, I expect that to drop to about 2,500, so it's probably dropped to somewhere around that order now, in that order. It's kind of peeved. We had a bit of our time wasted right at the beginning of the episode there with those idiots. Especially that spastic who didn't know what he was doing with just sitting there in the driveway with his one truck trailer. I'm like, okay. So I didn't have to go or what? Sometimes, you know, it's worth risking, sometimes it isn't. Especially in that tight little end street there. It's like right across the road from a service centre. and it's kind of dead end. So you don't know what to do. You're sort of like, do I risk it? In the end, that's kind of what we had to do. So I want to slow down a bit. If you go over those too fast, you will end up sideways now. They've changed the physics of those railroad crossings. Excuse me. I hate it when you're wearing a headset and you get this itch behind your ear. God, that's annoying. So we're passing through a massive wind farm. Awesome. Must be very windy here, so I should probably be doing this. Now, getting a little political here, not really, but we had a former treasurer. His name was Joe Hockey. The Australian government decided they wanted to remove a lot of the wind farms in the state of Victoria. Their reasoning, well, Joe Hockey's reasoning, they're an eyesore. What the fuck? Wind farms are the least eyesore type infrastructure, one of the least that I could think of. I don't find them ugly in any way. Like, who the fuck finds wind farms ugly? What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, what the fuck? And then they're saying, oh, people are complaining about the noise. Yeah, here's the thing. Those wind farms, they were there before the people decided to move in. It's a bit like those arseholes in Sydney who complain about the noise of Luna Park. Luna Park's been there, it's an amusement park. Luna Park has been there for donkey's years. I mean, since before I was born, way before I was born. And I'll fix those graphics settings. I think there is something up with those. So they've been there, Luna Park's been there for ages. So they build these fucking high-rises in these apartment buildings right next to Luna Park, and then people move in, and then they petition to have Luna Park closed down because it's too noisy. I'm like, fucking what? People with money, man. And they make themselves out to be victims, you know, because people want to tax them a heap. Like, fuck you. I mean, all I can say to the ridiculously rich is this. Go study history. All you have to do is look at the motivations for both the French and American revolutions. Read up on that shit, and then ask yourself, do you really want a repeat of that? Because as we all know, history repeats itself. Of course, I'm not condoning violence. I'm quite against that kind of violence. But the writing's on the wall. If you guys keep being fucking assholes to people, history almost certainly will repeat itself. So it's not a threat. It's a warning. It's you know, it's a basic understanding of human nature. You keep fucking the average person over, and now in the day and age of independent media, where people more and more are turning away from mainstream propaganda bullshit and turning into independent media, and the independent media gets it right. Don't get me wrong. Gets me right. It gets it right. Don't get me wrong. But the shit they report on, it makes people fucking angry. It's stuff that the filthy rich don't want the average person to hear, but they're hearing it. So yeah, and there are a few rich people who aren't stupid. Like, they aren't so caught up in their own little narcissistic bubble that they're like, yeah, we should probably stop doing this to people. Unfortunately, the majority of those filthy rich assholes, they're just like, no, I want more. It's never going to be enough. I want more. Give me more. And, well, all I can say is, you make the bed that you lay in. You lay in the bed that you make. You know what I mean? Yeah, you make the bed that you lay in. So... And I'm not the only one who's, you know, warned the filthy rich of this. When I'm saying filthy rich, I don't just mean like a millionaire. Millionaires are generally have worked really hard to get what they have, generally. I'm talking multi-hundred millionaires to like billionaires, those sorts. So, yeah, history repeats itself. That's all I can really say on it. Anyway, so we're near Gdansk, and it looks like we might have to split the episodes after all. But the good news is, we will make it to the port that we need to. And I can show you in this episode how much we cut the trip by. Oh, what a time to get a message. Oh dear. Alright. I really should turn that off while I'm recording. I always forget though. Who was that? I don't know. What? Okay. There's another place I also have a garage in, which is unfortunate. So yes, I am speeding a little bit, but not excessively.
Jedzie ktoś do Poznania?
Ja mogę, tylko zobaczyć, czy mam ładunek.
Ja jadę bez ładunku.
No to czekaj, zobaczyć, czy mam ładunek.
Well, that's a lovely conversation that I'm hearing. Too bad I can't understand a damn word of it. I've got to straighten on this lane because I want to turn here. Somewhere up here. Yeah, here. So, here we are. This is nice and handy. So you just pull up, enter our destination. We're heading to Nyasham, which is up in Sweden. So that'll take us all the way up there. We bypass all this, embark. And there we are. You can now see, well, if I hit F5, look how much time I've cut off. That's huge, and we'll cut off even more when we make the other ferry crossing. So, but we'll save that for the next episode. So thank you again, folks, so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. But until then, take it easy, and bye for now.